Hey guys! Today I am going to be doing a Storytime video. I've never really done one of these before, but I've been thinking about this for a long time, and it is relevant to art, this story. And I've been debating whether or not I want to share it with you, but I feel like there are some people out there who could take encouragement from this, so I thought, yeah, let's share it. Let's do this. So yeah, the title here is not some little clickbait thing. This is something that is very pertinent to art, and it is Why I Almost Quit Art. So before I start this story, let's just look here at the screen, and you can see I'm still doing art. So I hope that for those of you who feel like giving up, I hope this really speaks to you, and I hope you feel like wherever you're at right now that's making you maybe not want to do art anymore, I hope you feel like by the end of this story there's light at the end of the tunnel. Not to sound cliche, but there you go. So there were two instances in which I almost quit doing art. And I know it probably sounds cheesy to say this, but the first time was in 9th grade. And it may have actually been 8th grade. I'm not sure. I was in an advanced art class, and at this time, I was very quiet in school. People hardly ever heard me talk. And I had my little friend group, and we all talked all the time outside of school, and we were really loud. But at school, we were all like little mutes who never talked, and we were just shy. So art was my escape at school, and I really loved it. Every day I'd go to the art room and just kind of lose myself in whatever I was drawing. But I kind of went through this thing where I just wasn't feeling it for a while, and I don't really remember what came over me, but I just felt so bitter about art, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I'm not really sure to this day if I have a definite reason why at that time. I'm not sure, I guess if I knew then why I wanted to quit art. I was just being defiant, maybe. Who knows? But I remember my art teacher kind of talking to me about it and just asking me what was wrong, if everything was okay, and I told her I didn't want to do art anymore, and she listened. She was always a very good listener, super nice, I love her, and she just kind of let me say what I wanted to say. It wasn't much because I hardly ever talked, and she kind of had this approach to it. I can't really quote her because it was so long ago, but this attitude okay, well, let's see, maybe this phase will be over and you'll continue loving art. And that response was awesome. I really appreciated that. And what do you know, it was just this little phase. It lasted maybe 2 weeks, I don't know. And then I was back at it, and it was great. And then high school rolled around, and my 9th grade and 8th grade were actually junior high. It was a different school, and my high school was 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So I went to high school, and coincidentally, that same art teacher also transferred up to the high school, which was awesome because I loved her so much. She was so encouraging, and yeah. And maybe junior or senior year, whenever our teachers and counselors, which our counselors were kind of like academic advisors, they started telling us, okay, it's time to think about going to college. What do you want to do with your life? And I thought about it. Thought some more. Life. What do I want to do? I guess it's time to start choosing a career, right? What am I doing? Well, I really like art. This is my hobby. But if I have to do it for a job, what if I lose my hobby? That is really scary. I don't want to do that. So I started meeting with my counselor, which, again, that's more like an academic advisor at this time. They're not really like a counselor. Because we all had to like meet with them once a semester or once every 8 or 9 weeks. I don't remember. And just kind of say where we're at, what schools we're applying to, what we want to do. And I just remember like listing off the schools that I wanted to apply to and getting this like, what? No, you can't do that. You need to go to an art school. And I was just kind of dumbfounded, like, part of me felt belittled. I mean, I always got A's and B's, and I thought, yeah, for sure, I could do something other than art. I think I could push myself. But then to hear, like, other people who were people I looked up to in my life, and they always just kept saying, what? You can't apply to those schools. You need to go to art schools. You need to do art. And it just kind of made me feel like, well, maybe they don't think I'm smart enough to do something different. I don't know. But that kind of makes me feel belittled, and I don't like that. But to be honest, I don't think they meant it in a mean way. I think they were trying to compliment me and just encourage me to keep doing art. Just at the time, I interpreted it wrongly, probably. And yeah, all of those people were very nice and encouraging. And at this time of my life, it was just probably something I interpreted differently than what they meant. So this isn't to bash any of them. I appreciate all of them. I just have to say that as a disclaimer. So some time went by and I got more serious about applying to different schools and choosing a major. And I knew at that time I really wanted to help people. I wanted to help people who struggled with mental illnesses and traumatic events in their lives. And so I decided I want to be a psychology major. I think that would be very fitting for me. I think I would find that very fulfilling. And so when I met again, I said, yeah, I want to do psychology. And they said, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go into art. Let's help you on the art track. And naturally, I felt very bitter about that. I didn't really know how to go about all this college stuff on my own. It just kind of felt overwhelming at the time. But to be told that, like, people didn't want to help me if I wasn't choosing art just kind of made me want to quit art. So I didn't want to ruin a hobby, and I was just sick of feeling like people didn't believe in the fact that I could do other things. So yeah, I just kind of didn't want to do it anymore and just felt kind of bitter about it. But things changed. That was probably the biggest time in my life in which I felt like I just did not want to do art anymore. And that phase of my life probably only lasted a couple months tops, but I still did art every day. I didn't give up on it. I felt as if I just didn't want to do it anymore. And once I graduated high school, I'd be done. I'd just do it for fun whenever I wanted, and that would be it. Well, I went to college, and I was a psych major, and I was really happy. But then I took a biology class and realized, wow, I really love this. This is so fun. So I graduated with a biology degree, and now I work in a laboratory. But guess what? I still do art every day, basically, and I love it. I did not quit. I did not give up. But I look back, and I proved to myself, I can do other things. It's okay. You can still pick other things and be an artist. But is quitting worth it? Absolutely not. It's not worth giving up something you love. And sometimes art is irritating because it's hard to draw things. sometimes it's irritating just because, if you make a living off of it and it's not doing as well as you want, it's discouraging. You feel like it reflects the quality of your work if nobody wants to buy it. But in reality, it probably doesn't. It probably reflects the time of year. I find that in the summer months, people hardly ever buy artwork. And in the winter months, people are more inclined to buy stuff. They're inside, they're watching your art videos, or maybe they're like going to places that have art, like galleries. I don't really do that stuff as much in the summer, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Other factors could contribute to how often you make sales, such as how often do you advertise, how often do you make new artwork, etc. But that's for another video. This is more of my journey on how I almost quit art, but now look, I am doing it as a job. I did not ruin my hobby. I love it, and yeah. So I have 2 jobs, but I love them both so much, and I feel so blessed to be where I am. Anyway, if you feel like you want to give up and quit art, I strongly suggest you maybe just take a break and let time go by, because it probably would be good to treat it like a phase. I think it will get better. It got better for me, and I think it will get better for you too. If you want to hear any other stories regarding art or just any other parts of my journey, you can ask down below. Anyway, this is my digital piece, which I did not talk about whatsoever in the video, but I hope you liked it. Prints will probably be in my store if you're interested. And if you're new to the art family, feel free to thumbs up and subscribe and comment down below and introduce yourself. I love meeting you guys. Have a great week and see you soon.